eyes covered in your love, no hesitation. I can't shake my faith, cause when a heathen come running home, I know you gonna love me. You wake me up from my sleep, gonna love me more than enough, cause I know you gonna tell me that I'm close to your heart, gonna tell me that I'm not too far, gonna love me. You wake me up from my sleep, gonna love me more than enough, cause I know you gonna tell me that I'm close to your heart, gonna tell me, tell me. You're so close, you're so close, you're so close. You're so close, you're so close, you're so close. Tell me, yeah, I know you say, yeah. Even when you see me run, hurting, I'm holding the time. Feel like the prodigal son. You wait on us, wait on us, wait on us. Love me, you wake me up from my sleep, gonna love me more than enough, cause I know you gonna tell me that I'm close to your heart, gonna tell me that I'm not too far, gonna love me, you wake me up from my sleep, gonna love me more than enough, cause I know you gonna tell me that I'm close to your heart, gonna tell me, yeah.
So in love with you. I'm so in love with you.
Living in the dark, still your eyes were on my heart. Right from the beginning, beaten, bruised and scarred. No, there is no limit to your love. So I will
Lift my voice in worship from the bottom of my heart. Lord, I adore you. I will bring you praise, cause only you deserve it.
I'm so in love with you. So in love with you. I'm so in love with you. So in love with you. I'm so in love with you. I'm not who I was. No, everything changed when I saw the cross. You were beaten, bruised and scarred. No, there is no limit to your love. So I will
Lift my voice in worship from the bottom of my heart. Lord, I adore you. I will bring you praise, cause only you deserve it.
I'm so in love with you. So in love with you. I'm so in love with you. So in love with you. I'm so in love with you. Just the guy sing. Now nothing's gonna break, nothing's gonna shake me. Now nothing's gonna break, nothing's gonna shake me. Ladies, now nothing's gonna break, nothing's gonna shake me. Now nothing's gonna break, nothing's gonna shake, nothing's gonna break. Everybody sing. Sing it like you mean it. Oh no, nothing's gonna break, nothing's gonna shake me. Nothing's gonna break, and I will sing it. I will
Lift my voice in worship from the bottom of my heart. Lord, I adore you. I will bring you praise, cause only you deserve it.
I'm so in love with you.
So in love with you.
I'm so in love with you. So in love with you. I'm so in love.
Got too high, you feel like I'm roller coasting. It's just sometimes I forget that I was chosen. Can't waste my life, keep my head up, gotta focus. Done floating, where am I going? Got too high, you feel like I'm roller coasting. It's just sometimes I forget that I was chosen. Can't waste my life, keep my head up, gotta focus. Done floating. Hey, I walked in the building, I made it. Funny thing is, I'm back in the crib and it don't even feel like I made it. Still look crazy like, man, he my favorite. Signing these papers, I'm looking at faces I used to see on the screen, my face on the screen. Hobie, welcome to the team, 116. I've been on my way until I hit the curb. Making these moves, I'm putting in work. It's been a week since I got in the word. Every day I feel like it's getting worse. Feeling the pressure to finish the verse. Losing my trust in these people, it hurts. Can't let a blessing turn into a curse. Watch the pride, put your boy in a hearse. Get a little ego. Get a little ego. Hobie a hero. Hobie a hero. Make a little hit. It's like a free throw. Yeah, yeah. I got a choice. Give him the juice or give him the coin. Go deaf, tryna block out the noise. I realize I don't hear his voice. Where am I going? Got too high. You feel like I'm roller coasting. It's just sometimes I forget that I was chosen. Can't waste my life. Keep my head up. Gotta focus. Done floating. Where am I going? Got too high. You feel like I'm roller coasting. It's just sometimes I forget that I was chosen. Can't waste my life, keep my head up, gotta focus. Done floating. Yeah. Get this off my chest. I feel like I lost the balance. I feel like everything in the inside leading up and it happened. They talking like Hobie on the scene, Hobie on the scene. Listen, he rapping. They don't even know about the kid, know about my soul, know about my life, know about the loss, know about the weak, know about my home.
oh, Jesse, oh, Jesse, oh, Jesse, oh, Jesse, oh, Jesse, oh, Jesse, I'm right here with you. Jesse, I want you to know that I'm right here with you. Jesse, I want you to know that I'm right here with you. Jesse, I want you to know that I'm right here with you. Jesse, I want you to know that I'm I want you to know that I'm I want you to know that I'm Jesse,
Hey guys, welcome back to Fusion Online. We're so glad you're here with us. We just have 3 quick announcements for you guys. Number 1, Fusion will be meeting together at church on July 14th. Make sure to check Instagram for more details. Second announcement, we have the Summer Leadership Initiative. This will be a great time to learn more about Jesus, grow in our faith, and get excited for what God is going to do this upcoming school year. You can find links and all that kinds of stuff to sign up at brc.church. The third announcement and final announcement, we will be breaking into small groups afterwards, so make sure you head into your small groups, okay? Bye guys!
Are you on? Yes. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Fusion Online. Today's edition, student-led. I am here and my name is Justin Ginta. I'm going to be a senior, class of 2021, and we have Joey Chenoweth, the alum, Eric, who has sort of graduated but is still going to be a part of Fusion, and Lily, the incoming junior. So today's game is going to be called Backflip, and basically what's going to happen is you're going to have a pencil on your finger or multiple, flip it up and catch it just like that. Good job, Eric.
Thank you.
Then you're going to add pencils as you go on. So then he's gonna have 2. And if you drop it, you have to go back and do the same one again. Oh no, he has to go pick it up. And there we go. So that's how the game's played. And the first round is going to be a 1v1 with Joey versus Eric. Here we go. Okay, we are going to be starting a round in 3, 2, 1, go. Are you kidding me? I missed the first.
Slow and steady wins the race. You know what they say. Maybe not.
They both got this primary pencil and pocket action. 40 seconds left.
Bruh.
Nice.
Dude, this is scary. Wait. Yeah.
20 seconds.
No, 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 no.
15.
No!
10, 9,
Those are all mine.
8,
This one's yours.
7, 6,
No, you
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
break it.
Time. Okay, here we go. We're going to be counting. Drop 1. There we go. Now count Eric.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And Eric moves on to the next round. GG. Oh, Corona. Corona. Go send highs. Fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, noising. Bruce is gonna be like, what the heck?
Ready? In 3, 2, 1, go.
It's so quiet this round. I don't like it.
Well, so long as you guys don't mess up as much as me and Joey did.
You guys are just throwing pencils everywhere.
Oh wait, did we do the timer?
Yeah, the time's going.
Oh. No.
I wonder who's gonna win this one. I have no
It's still
clue.
really close.
You guys have 23 seconds. "14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, Lily, let's count yours out. Drop 1. Alright, count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11 for Lily. Alright, Justin, drop 1. Let's see it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's go.
12! Let's go! So the winner of this round is Justin Guinta.
Okay, final round, Justin and Eric. Whoever gets the most in 1 minute wins the finale. Okay, timer starts now. This is a pretty close match.
I dropped a
Eric
boat.
is struggling a little bit, but it's
Oh,
okay.
I actually got that. I'm doing
Justin
very
is
bad already.
unfazed by the pressure. 40 more seconds.
So, oh my goodness, this is terrible.
Oh my goodness.
So bad.
Oh my goodness.
20 seconds.
Keep
No,
dropping too.
Oh, that one just slipped out. Drop 2. I'm doing very badly right now, guys.
Dude, don't worry.
Finally.
That was-
2,
I dropped like 4.
1, time's up.
Okay.
Alright, drop 1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 for
Probably
Eric.
lost it.
Now let's see how many Justin has.
A lot
Drop
more than
1.
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10. Justin Genta is the winner.
GG.
Good job, guys. Congratulations, sir.
Okay, as a result of the pencil competition, we have ultimately determined that Joey is today's biggest loser. So we're gonna take turns spinning the dial on the hose, and with our eyes closed, and whatever it lands on is what he's gonna get sprayed with. Are you ready?
No. Let's do it.
Okay. Options. We have flat, full, mist, jet, center, cone, shower, angle, and that's it. There we go. Here we go. Are you ready to spin?
Yep.
Spin that shower head.
All right.
Here we go.
We got jet.
We got jet. All right.
Are we ready?
Justin, let's see it.
Oh, wait, we can't because quarantine. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 100% hydrated.
Hi, I'm Andrew Sakari. A lot of you might know me from this video that I did for BlackRock. Yep, that's me. It's actually funny because I'm usually behind the camera filming other people, so I'm really bad at the whole public speaking type thing, so this kind of makes it a little easier, but just know that there are going to be tons and tons of cuts and edits because I'm reading off my phone because that's where I put all my notes, so bear with me on that. Yeah. Alright, so I've kind of had this sermon idea for a very long time, and I wish I could actually, like, you know, do it in front of people, but this is good enough too. But I was asked to do this, and I'm really excited because I've been thinking about this sermon for like a very, very long time. So I guess I'll just do some background information. Alright, so I am technically a senior in high school right now. I'm 17, turning 18 in August, so super excited for that, and also mind blown at the same time. I like photography, I like taking pictures, as well as like filming people. Also love spikeball. Spikeball is so much fun to play with friends. I like hanging out with friends. I love rock climbing, that's super fun too. I also like to jump off of like high things into water, like cliff jumping, bridge jumping, rope swings, all of that. Doing like sick flips and just going huge is super fun and thrill-seeking, so yeah. Also love skiing. Basically anything that has to do with like thrill in general, I like doing. Extreme stuff, all for it. I also have like this weird obsession for the North Face. I really don't know why, but hopefully one day I want to like film or like take pictures for like big brands like the North Face, GoPro, or Red Bull. I think that'd be really cool, and I think that'd be my dream job, honestly. Like, that would just be awesome. Some things that I don't like. There's honestly not much on the list. I usually like trying out new things. That's super fun. But I really, really do not like running. I just absolutely hate running. Was never my thing. I used to play baseball. I guess that's why, because no offense to all my baseball players out there, but you know that we do not do a lot of running, or compared to all the other sports, because, you know, soccer and basketball and football, you're like running all the time, but baseball, not so much. And if you do track, cross country, or any of that, hats off to you. I have so much respect for you, because I could never do that. And on the track of like, you know, track and like cross country and that, one of my friends, his name is Attila, you might know him, he goes to Fusion. He's actually in my small group, he's the same age as me. I got to like grow closer with him throughout the years, and he's a really cool guy. And, you know, during this quarantine, we've been like playing Xbox like all the time together. But he honestly might be the fastest person I've ever seen. He is wicked fast. I don't know how, he's just super fast. And he's also like very competitive. So, I mean, that's also a plus. So he's like the definition of like the perfect track star. And he's definitely like helped me grow in my faith. Something that really interests me about this like really fun and goofy kid is actually his home life, because I don't want to like share it, because that's like not my place to share it. It's like his place to share it. But let's just say if that I was in his position, I would not be happy. And the weird thing about Attila is that like he's one of the most like joy-filled people that I know. And if I were in his situation, I'd probably be like complaining constantly. about like, you know, how miserable my life is or something like that. But Attila just like amazes me because he's so filled with joy regardless of his situation. I tell you this because I've learned bits and pieces of his story throughout the years that, you know, I've been talking with him and hanging out with him and honestly playing video games with him. I never really understood why he had so much joy until he told me that he wanted to do track his freshman year. You might be confused, and you know, you have every right to, but because Attila is really fast, but he honestly doesn't do track. And that's weird because, like I said, I was like hyping him up and gassing him up because he's like, he is super fast, but he doesn't do track. And I'm gonna tell you why. You see, track practice happened on Tuesdays, and if you know anything about Tuesdays, that's fusion. So you could see his problem. But you see Attila, who wasn't as strong as a, you know, Christ follower as he is now, but in his freshman year he wasn't like, you know, super close to like, you know, Jesus and stuff. Or I don't know, like you can ask him about his story, but he said that like he was kind of confused. He was going into freshman year not knowing like a whole lot of people, especially not at Fusion. And he was like debating, okay, well, should I do track where, you know, I have a lot of friends doing it and I could be really good at it. And honestly, I could get scholarships and, you know, make myself really happy because, you know, my home life isn't like looking amazing, and like scholarships for college would be absolutely amazing. Or should I go to this place every week where I don't know barely any people and follow or go listen to old stories about this guy, this mystical like being up in the sky that I barely even know? Which one should I choose? Because I'm telling you right now, if I was in that situation, I think we all know. Actually, if anybody was in that situation, I think we all know what we would choose. He had two choices between basically a known plan, like he knew what was going to happen, or an unknown plan where he had no idea what was going to happen. And honestly, he probably surprised a lot of people with his decision and probably even surprised himself with his decision. But there was actually one person who wasn't surprised at all, and that was God. Why do I tell you this story? I'm not saying that you should like quit your sport or like quit what you're good at. I'm not saying that at all, like to quit, you know, a sport you've been playing your whole life, or, you know, a sport that you're interested in. But I'm telling you this because I think that more people should be like Attila. The first point that I want to share with you today is that whatever is in the way of you following or knowing God is that you should get rid of it. So I'm not saying like, yet again, I'm not saying that you should like quit your sport, but you know, for me, especially freshman year when I was playing baseball, I was just like Attila. I could, you know, play baseball and practices would be every Tuesday, and you know, I could play baseball or go to Fusion, and you know, it was honestly a rough choice. It was a rough choice, but I ended up deciding that I didn't want to play baseball anymore. I wanted to pursue God. I wanted to pursue God more. And it's sad, but I had to quit baseball in order to do that. So I got rid of something that stopped me from learning about Christ, and I got rid of it. And it's the same thing. It doesn't have to be a sport either. It could literally be anything. It could be, you know, addiction, porn. It could literally like be anything that's stopping you from seeking the Lord. Just get rid of it, all right? Get it out of your life. It's so detrimental to, you know, your walk in faith, and your walk in faith is probably the most important thing that could ever like happen in your life. Following God is the the best decision like you could ever make, but the most important decision you could ever make, if that makes sense. I hope I explained that well. And this isn't bad, guys. This isn't bad at all right? Because there are tons of amazing things that have happened since I quit baseball. And I bet that there are tons of things that, like, you know, Attila could like tell you so many great things that the Lord has done from him since he decided not to do track. And since I decided not to do baseball and pursue, you know, Fusion and God more, here are a couple things that, you know, amazing things that God has done through my life. All right, here are a couple things. I'm leading the Bible study at my school with my sister. I'm a student leader for Fusion, and I come every Tuesday nights hoping to pursue new people, talk to new people, meet new people, as well as connect with some people that I've grown up with and just learn about God more. Not only that, but I get to lead crazy boys on Wednesday nights and help them and lead them into pursuing the Lord. I've been sent on missions trips where I get to see people with absolutely nothing and have the most like joy I've ever seen in my life, and it makes no sense to me, but I just see that and I'm like, you have nothing, but like yet you're so filled with joy. Why is that? Like, I want that clearly, but you know, God sends me on these mission trips to, you know, love God and serve people, and it's just amazing. And like, there's countless other amazing things. Like, he like calls me to people and I go and talk to those people and just like, I'm not doing it, but God turns their life around because like through me. And I just think that is so cool. And if you don't believe me, here's the second point, because it's a promise that he gives us in the Bible. This point is, when you give everything to God, he will do amazing things through you. There's no denying it. He will do amazing things through you. Just give God the wheel. Everything that I literally just listed above, or, you know, behind, was literally not even me. That was all God, and I give God all the credit, because on my own, I could never do that. Never could I ever, like, you know, picture myself leading small group guys or talking to random people in the streets of like Denver, Colorado. I could never have seen myself do that. That's all God. And you know, if you take a look in the New Testament, the disciples were actually faced with the same exact thing in Mark 1:16-20. It said, as Jesus walked beside the Sea of Galilee, he saw Simon and his brother Andrew casting a net into the lake, for they were fishermen. Come, follow me, Jesus said, and I will send you out to fish for people. At once they left their nets and followed him. When he had gone a little further, he saw James, son of Zebedee, and his brother John in a boat preparing their nets. Without delay he called them, and they left their father Zebedee in the boat with the hired men and followed him. So let me paint you a picture. A random guy shows up out of nowhere saying, yo, I want you to follow me. Like, what? All right, like that's crazy. Like, what would your reaction be? Because I know what my reaction would be. My first reaction I would probably like casually like look up and then like, you know, kind of like duck my head away and like ignore like what Jesus was saying, because like I honestly would be like, who's this stranger? I'm just, you know, gonna ignore him. Like, I don't care, I don't know this guy. My second response would probably be like yell at Jesus. I'd be like, yo, you're crazy, dude. What are you talking about? Like, I'm not following you. I don't even know you. I'm trying to like make a living for myself by fishing. Like, I have no clue who you are. Like, I'm not gonna like get up and follow you. What? Get out of here, you know? Or maybe, you know, I'd be like, oh yeah, sure, I'll be right there. Just be like, really? And I'd be like, psych. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, you're such a weirdo. No, I'm not following you. I don't know you, bro. Like, those would probably be like my responses. Like, yeah, a random guy just comes out of nowhere and says, follow me. What would you do? Not follow him. I can guarantee you that, all right? I can guarantee you probably would have said no, because I would have said no, all right? I think anybody would have said no. But the crazy thing is, the disciples just like were like, okay. Like, they left like their whole like way of living. They're like basically what's bringing them income, what's giving them money, and they're just like, all right, you know what, I trust in this like random dude, let me just, you know, follow him and see what he's about. Like, they did that. They just like left everything. You know, these like, you know, brothers, like they left their father and they were like, all right, I'm following this guy because I'm gonna go fish for men. Like, what does that even mean? Like, that I'm just mind blown at that. That's just crazy. And honestly, if you have ever read the Gospels, you would know that the disciples we're not the best people to follow or have following you. So, you know, they were actually probably the worst people that Jesus could have chose, but Jesus chose them regardless. Like, I honestly ask myself all the time, why did Jesus like choose the people that he did? Like, he chose like a band of misfits, like sinning left and right, and like he chose them and was like, come follow me. Like, this holy guy asked a bunch of like sinful people to come follow him, and they did. I honestly don't know why Jesus did it. Jesus could have chose so many more like other better people, but he chose these guys. That is one of the questions that I ask myself. But as soon as Jesus rose from the dead and his disciples saw that, and Jesus like called them, all right, I want you to go to the ends of the earth and share my name They went from like Dumb and Dumber to like, you know, absolute heroes. Like, I just want to name a couple things that, you know, happened after Jesus like ascended to heaven and the disciples went out, because they turned from, you know, a sinful group into like these people that like normal people hear about today. Like, it's crazy because they did amazing things when God worked through them. So Peter became an evangelist and a missionary and one of the greatest leaders of the early church. He was passionate, and he was sentenced to death by crucifixion, but since he didn't want to like die, he didn't think he was worthy to die the same way as Jesus, so he had them like turn around the cross and he was crucified upside down. Like, yeah, that is crazy. He was a martyr. That's insane. James and John, they were like, you know, privileged to like be at these 3 supernatural events of like miracles and like willing to put them in the Bible. And, you know, James was the first of 12 to be martyred by his faith. And there are so many more, but these guys were so successful. And it's just amazing. Just amazing things happen when you decide to follow God. Here's my last point, but I don't want to like get there immediately. I just want to like share some background. So throughout my faith, I've asked a ton of questions. Like I already asked, like I asked myself, okay, why did God choose the disciples? You know, they were, you know, pretty bad people. He could have chose like countless other people. So I honestly ask myself, why does God want to use me? You know, and I think we all ask ourselves that. Why would God want to use someone like me? Someone who sins, someone who's broken, someone who has like a troubled past with abuse, someone who struggles with addiction, somebody who struggles with sexual mortality, you know, someone who struggles with, you know, suicidal thoughts. Like, why does God want to use us, like with broken backgrounds? Why does he want to do it? And I find myself asking them that same question over and over again. Why does he want to use people with pain in their stories? Why does he want to use the people in the valley who are at their lowest points? Why does he want to? In Luke 5:2, it says, he saw at the water's edge 2 boats left there by the fishermen who were washing their nets. What happens after this is pretty cool because like it's one of Jesus's miracles, but I want to focus on this first part. Continuing in verse 3, it says, he got into one of his boats, the one belonging to Simon Peter, and asked him to put out a little from shore. Then he sat down and taught the people from the boat. If you don't think this is weird, then I want you to try this. I want you to, you know, go out, find your dream car somewhere, and do what Jesus did and just get in it. Just get in the car. Random person, you don't know the person, just get in their car, you know? Like that's what Jesus did. Jesus walked over to, you know, Simon Peter's boat and just got in it. No questions asked. He just got in it. Jesus chose Peter's boat. And like I said, I asked the question, you know, why did Jesus choose the disciples? Like, you know, if you take a look at Peter was a violent man. Like, no normal person would cut off somebody's ear. Like, he just cut off somebody's ear, and he did like 100 other, like, you know, violent stuff. Like, why would Jesus choose him? Why? That makes no sense. But Jesus chose his boat regardless. Like, what? Another question I ask myself is why Jesus didn't like use miracles all the time to like get people to believe in him, you know? So, you know, if you look at this story, Jesus could have easily like, you know, he was talking to a crowd. So Jesus could have like, you know, flew up in the air and be like, ooh, fly, fly. Or he could have like, you know, danced in the water or walked on water and then like preached after he'd done those things. And I bet you a whole lot more people would have paid attention to that. They're just like, oh, this guy's like, you know, this guy is God. I'm clearly going to listen to him. Like, he's doing like literally the impossible. Nobody can fly. Nobody can walk on water. I'm going to listen to this guy. Jesus could have easily done that. But no, Jesus chose Peter's boat. Peter, a violent, sinful man, and Jesus picked his boat. Can you make the connection? Can you put the pieces together? Jesus said, I want to use his boat. I want to use her boat. I want to use their boat. I want to use your boat. I want to use their life. I want to use their weakness. I want to use their brokenness. And you may be asking yourself, because I know I sure have, God, why do you want to use my boat? Like, why do you want to use me? Why do you want to use my sin? You know, you can walk on water. Why do you need my boat? My boat's dirty. My boat is broken. My boat is not worthy for you, God? Why do you want to use it? And I've honestly come to the realization that God doesn't need my boat. He doesn't need, his boat, her boat, their boat, your boat. He doesn't need it. He doesn't. He doesn't need it. But the cool thing about God is that he chooses to use your boat regardless. He chooses to use you. He doesn't need you, but he chooses to use you. That's insane. Here we go, the last point. Let God use your boat. Let him use your life for his glory. He used a sinful, violent man like Peter to change thousands of people's lives, because the Bible's still relevant today. He used my broken life to help share love to my friends, my family, and to random other people. He used me, a broken person, to do his work. Let him do the same for you. For a while, I've had a saying, especially, when I turned 15 going into 16, I had a saying, and that saying was send everything. And for the past 2 years, it's kind of been my mindset to send everything. And it's more of a fun, way, oh, I'm gonna do this so I don't regret, no, it's basically no regrets, or just do everything you want to do, push yourself to your potential. But I think that it could also be applied here. I remember one story, when I was 16, it was early when I was 16. I went bridge jumping with a couple of my friends, and we climbed up this it was a pretty relatively big bridge, and we were doing jumping off of it, and I wanted to do a backflip. So I'm standing on the edge of this huge bridge looking down, and I'm absolutely terrified out of my mind. And I'm like, all right, Andrew, send everything, man. All right, don't be afraid, just send everything. So I cleared my mind, I closed my eyes, and I just leaned back and absolutely sent a really cool backflip, and I was super proud of myself. But once I hit the water, I was in the water and I came up, and it was an adrenaline rush. It was just coming off of a roller coaster. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so doing that again. That was so awesome. Just because, I decided to be fearless for a second, and to just absolutely just send everything, to clear my mind and just go for it. And honestly, I think that if you're looking at it, you should be sending everything for Jesus. Following him is really hard. And, for the disciples, it was also really hard. But I want to encourage you to send everything for Jesus, all right? Let him do amazing things through you. Let him use your life to do amazing things. All right, that's kind of all I have. Thank you so much for listening, if you were paying attention at all, or maybe if you're sleeping, I don't know. But just thank you. I'm so glad that I got to share this with you guys today, and I really hope you got something out of it. And I also want to encourage you, because I'd love to hear, your crazy stories about how God is using you. So if you want to email me, Instagram me, or Snapchat me, I'm not trying to plug. I really want to hear your stories though. It'll be right here, whatever. Go check those out. Send me a DM, send me an email, snap me. I just want to hear your story. I just want to listen. And yeah, that's kind of it. So thanks guys, and send everything for Jesus. See you guys.